These are my top 5 router bits for beginners, and it's coming up right now. Hey, what's up guys? Yes, it's your main man JB, and in this video we're looking at the 5 router bits that in my opinion are perfect for getting started with a router. So let's take a look at those 5 types of bits that I've bunched together right here. The first one we've got here then is the straight bit, and these are basically a straight cutting edge and have 2 cutting edges, sometimes called flutes, so a twin flute straight cutter. Next up we've got a flush trim bit, and these have a bearing on the bottom, allows you to trim panels. We've got a slotter here, and this is basically going to produce a slot in the side of a panel. We've got some round over bits and some chamfer bits, which I've actually put together in one group. And then lastly here we've got a rebate bit, and this will produce a rebate on a piece of timber, or rabbet. Rebate or rabbet, depends where you're watching from. This part of the router bit is called the shank, and this particular bit has a 1/2 inch shank. Some router bits have a 1/4 inch shank, just like this one. Basically what that means is this 1/4 inch bit can only be used in a 1/4 inch router, and this 1/2 inch bit can only be used in a 1/2 inch router. However, you can buy a sleeve which goes on the 1/4 inch shank to make it 1/2 inch shank. So you can now put this 1/4 inch router bit in a 1/2 inch router. This is a router and this is a router. This is called a plunge router because you can plunge into the work. It's a bigger machine, it's more powerful. This is a 1/2 inch router. So you have bigger bits, more powerful, it can do more work. This is a trimmer router or a palm router. You can use this with one hand. It's a smaller machine, it's less powerful, but you can do more detailed work, and this can only use a 1/4 inch router bit. Do let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see a video on the difference between these 2 routers, because that's all I'm going to tell you for now. One more thing to mention just before we start: if you are absolutely brand new to using the router, do check out my router basics video for beginners, and this will get you off to a really good and safe start. Come on, let's get on already. I'm going to start off with the round over bits, and as you can see we've got some different sizes here. We've also got some 1/2 inch shank and 1/4 inch shank, and generally the 1/2 inch shank will hold a bigger tool or a bigger cutter, so you tend not to see a really large cutter on a 1/2 inch shank, but I mean that one's quite big, but they don't get that much bigger than that, to be honest. But let's look at this, and what you'll notice here is you've got radius on this part of the cutter, and that will give you a nice rounded over edge on a piece of timber like this, for example. But what you can also do is go a little bit deeper and use this edge here to put a detail along the top of your work. The bearing on the bottom of the cutter allows you to run this along the edge of your board. I'm going to start off with the small round over bit, and what I'll do here is just set the depth so I just get a rounded over profile. So somewhere about there. So there you can see we've created a nice rounded over edge on that bit of timber. This time I'm going to set the router a little bit deeper, just so then we get that little bit of detail on top of our piece of work. And now you can see by going a little bit deeper, it's given us this edge on the top of the board, which is actually quite a nice shape. And you can do exactly the same with the bigger bit. Look at that, nice, perfect rounded edge on that bit of timber. The next cutter that gives us a similar result is the chamfer bit. And again, I've got a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch. So this time I'm going to put the 1/4 inch in my trimmer router. With this, all you can do is change the depth and it's just going to give you a bigger or smaller chamfer. It depends on what it is you're doing. Some jobs might need a bigger chamfer, some might need smaller. So it really does depend on the job. But this does tend to give things a slightly more modern look, but it's up to you. So there it is, a nice chamfer on the edge of that piece of timber. Next up, we'll have a look at the flush trim bit, and as you can see, this is a straight cutter with a bearing on the bottom. I've got a 1/4 inch shank and a 1/2 inch shank bit. With a flush trim bit, it means the bearing is in line with the cutter, so you could take a piece of material like this and you could trim that exactly to the same size as this. You can get these with the bearing on the top, and the only real difference with that is you would be trimming it that way. Let's go back to the 1/2 inch router and check it out. I've got my flush trim bit set in the router, and right here I've got a thin piece of ply overlapping another piece of ply, and we're going to run it along and trim it exactly to this piece of material. Completely flush with that edge. Next, we've put the rebate cutter in the trimmer router. This is 9.5 from bearing to the edge of the cutter, so that's how far in the board it's going to cut, and you can adjust the depth by changing the depth of the router. You can see here how far down I've set the cutter. This kind of cutter is perfect for creating rebates where you want to join two pieces of material together. Next up, I've put the slotter bit in the router, as you can see, and this is going to give us a groove in the edge of a panel like so. What we can then do is insert a loose tongue, or in this case some biscuits, put the slotter in both pieces of timber, and we can join those together. We can then put a loose tongue in, or I'm using biscuits, and then those two pieces will join perfectly together. All the cutters that we've looked at already have got these bearings on the end which run along the edge of the board, which makes this kind of cutter quite safe to use. Now we're going to move on to the next lot of cutters, or the final lot of cutters, which are the straight bits. And as you can see, they do not have bearings. These straight bit cutters are ideal for creating slots and grooves in material. For example, this is an 18mm diameter cutter, and I could put a slot across this end panel and then put this shelf into the slot like so. A smaller cutter like this could be used to create a slot in a drawer to take the base. The options are not limited. One way to run a slot relatively close to the edge of the board is to use the guide that you may or may not have that came with your router. just like that. Another way is to create a guide or a fence on the material that you're working on. Make sure it's fixed down securely. If you can't screw it down into the board itself, make sure it's well clamped. I've got the 18mm diameter cutter in the 1/2 inch router, and I'm going to run the back edge of the router along here to create this nice straight groove. Fantastic. So with those 5 router bits, you can slot and groove and round and chamfer and do whatever you want to do. If you're wondering what cutter to get first, you could get yourself a set like this, and this will cover most bases. I do recommend the Trend 12-piece 1/4 inch set. This is great for beginners and people who are just getting started. You can get a similar thing in a 1/2 inch shank as well. So I will leave some details and drop some links in the description box below. I do hope this video has helped you, and if you've got any questions, you can leave those in the comments box below and I'll do my best to respond. Please stay safe and have fun. Happy creating, guys. See you real soon on the next video.